Welcome back to This Week in Agribusiness. Earlier in the program, we heard from Missouri Director of Agriculture Chris Chin about the struggles faced by farmers in the southern part of the state. But now, let's go a little farther north for this week's Agronomy for Your Acres. Joining me from the north central part of Missouri is Tyler Richardson. He serves as a crop consultant with Nutrien Ag Solutions. And Tyler, how are conditions in the fields looking in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, Mike, so I'm standing here north of Brunswick, Missouri this morning. The temperature last night was 25 degrees. I'm standing here in a field of soybean stubble that was worked with a field cultivator 2 weeks ago, and the soil temperature this morning was 41 degrees as of about 30 minutes ago. We're coming off a cool and wet spell here the last 7 days, but when we look at the 2-week forecast, it's looking like we're going to have a lot of sunshine and some 60, 70 degree temperatures. So we're not too far from things getting kicked off here in my territory.
We're not too far, but it sounds like we are on a holding pattern, at least for the time being. Tyler, for farmers dealing with this downtime, how could they best maximize their use of not being able to be in the field?
Yeah, so, oftentimes whenever we look at the calendar and it says it's time to plant and we're sitting here on the sidelines, it's easy to hit the panic button. But oftentimes it's better to take a slow down to speed up approach. So what I mean by that is maximizing the use of our downtime, doing things like checking over the planter, making sure it's ready to go whenever we can get out in the field, reviewing our hybrid placement plan, knowing what hybrids are going on what farms, having the seed pallets labeled, and knowing what varieties we can go out there with good emergence and vigor scores to put out there in the forefront when we take off back in the field. And another thing is reviewing our chemical plans. A lot can change here in 2 weeks once the calendar hits April. So, we make plans in December, ensuring those plans are still accurate and that we don't need to make any changes to them to adjust to changing field conditions. All these things can help us be ready to roll and hit the ground running whenever we do get back in the field.
Once they get back in the field, they'll be putting those corn seeds in the ground and they want to get a high quality stand. Tyler, what should farmers be doing and making sure they get right to get that quality stand in their corn crop?
Yeah, so certainly here in Missouri, we typically get one good shot to establish a good corn crop. So just slowing down, we get in the field, periodically stopping and checking our soil depth, soil moisture, ensuring seed to soil contact in the fields that we're in, and making sure soil temperatures are right. A 50 serves as a baseline, but, I'd like to see 60 degrees plus in soil temperatures. That way we can get that crop out of the ground as soon as possible and up and going. All these factors can really help you set yourself up for success with a quality, high-yield corn stand.
That's what it's all about. Tyler, if we've got viewers who want to learn more about what Nutrien Ag Solutions can bring to their fields this year, where would you send them for information?
NutrienAgSolutions.com.
Tyler Richardson, crop consultant with Nutrien Ag Solutions. Thanks so much for joining us this week.
Thanks for having me, Mike.